Hi again, everyone. Welcome to this special edition of Encounter, where we're going to take a look back at some of the exciting sights and experiences of Central Florida's Polk.
Yes, from Legoland to Camp Mack or the World Barefoot Center to Safari Wilderness Ranch. We have some really exciting highlights to show you.
Yeah, now isn't the Safari Wilderness Ranch the place where you were attacked by lemurs?
I wouldn't say attacked, that's not the right word. Maybe warmly, affectionately greeted.
Okay, right, attacked. So anyway, whether you're wild and daring or you're mild and, I can't think of a word that rhymes with daring, but you get the idea. Polk County has it all.
Yes, that's what this show, Encounter, is all about.
And it starts right now. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Encounter, along with Jessica Garcia, who has been here on this show from the very beginning. I'm Mike Moore. Thanks for tuning us in today.
Yeah, you know, Mike, it's been about 3 years since the beginning.
Wow, that's amazing. I know a lot of the cool places you visited here in Polk County have some very interesting animals.
They do, they do. One I really enjoyed was the Safari Wilderness Ranch, which is an African-like landscape with rare animals such as zebras and ostriches, Watusi cattle, water buffalo. There's so many more that I could say, but it was really cool, and we touched on this earlier, to get to feed some lemurs, so you can go and check that out on the show. And then even the little potbelly pigs that squealed because they just wanted to be with their moms. And so safari rides and camel rides, there's so much to enjoy there, and I just really had a great experience.
It's like leaving the Polk County going to Africa.
Yeah, exactly. There's Africa right here in Polk County. Can you believe that?
We have red lechwe, we have sitatunga. These are all wetland types of animals from Africa. Then we have a whole Asian area where we have several species of deer. We have a big herd of fallow deer from Asia, from Eurasia. We have a big herd of axis deer from the Indian subcontinent. We have the biggest antelope from India called the nilgai. We've got a big herd of those. And then we have the only herd of red forest buffalo in the country. And what you do when you come here, you park your car and then you get into a customized safari vehicle and you go out on safari. And many of the animals come right up to you, and you're going throughout this 260 acres, seeing, you know, on average 2 animals per acre. But
they are so cute.
These are ring-tailed lemurs. They come from Madagascar. Madagascar is the only place you'll find lemurs. Large island off the coast of Africa. And these guys are a group, and a group of lemurs is called a troop. They are a female-dominated society. So usually when you hear somebody telling somebody to go away over here, it's one of the girls telling the boys. They are very social. In fact, they have their lower jaw juts out a little bit, and their front teeth are a little separated, making a little comb so they can comb each other and groom each other. They are what's called prosimians, which is before monkeys.
It's like
so
hanging on.
ancestors to monkeys probably made it over to Madagascar and had a different evolutionary path there. Of course, love grapes. A normal day they would get bananas, cooked sweet potatoes, and apples. And then they would get seasonal things such as pineapple, plums, peaches, melon, that we would add into their diet to give them some variety. No, they would not make a good house pet because they're very social and they like to live in these larger groups.
like you said, they've got really interesting fixed action patterns or instincts. They know how to evade predators. If you're running after them and you're a cat or something, they will use their wings and they do all these fakes and they do all these runs, and it's very hard to get them. They can run about 35 miles an hour all day.
I love those ostriches kind of chasing after, you probably thought, my life's in danger.
Yeah, really. They don't run in one straight line because then you can actually get to them quicker, but they try to just divert so that nobody can actually get to them, like lions or cheetahs or whatever would be running after an ostrich.
Mechanism.
Yes, it is.
I thought the ostriches had a little too much to drink.
But they do. It looks so funny doing it.
Well, you know, not only animals, you got a chance to visit something else that's very important here in Polk County, and that's citrus and oranges.
Yes, there's plenty of that. Florida is known for it. And we got to actually walk through the orange groves and just enjoy the beautiful nature of Florida and orange groves, and talk to the owner, Archie Rich, as well, and he gave us a tour and everything, so that was a really fun experience.
Well, then let's check it out.
Yeah.
One of the things that we do is primarily all of what we grow is sold right to the customer directly. There's no middleman. We do some commercial business where we ship fruit to different commercial customers such as Whole Foods or Costco or a small grocery chain, Ingles in North Carolina. But predominantly it's direct right to the consumer. Kind of cuts out the middleman and helps keep the cost down.
Sure.
A lot of people don't realize there's so many different varieties of citrus, and actually February and March are one of the two of the months that there's the widest variety, and I believe at this point we have like 9 different varieties of oranges. We still have navels and red navels and tangerines and grapefruit, pomelos. We have temple oranges, we have pineapple oranges, and we have the very highly sought after Honeybell Tangelo. And some of these oranges are easier to peel than others. Some don't have seeds, some have seeds, and it all is a matter of the customer's preference. But there is a lot of different varieties out there that we have to offer. One of the things that the state has come up with is a seedless pineapple orange, and we've just planted 8.5 acres of them, and we're pretty excited about having a pineapple orange without any seeds. Sure. It's a very juicy, very sweet orange, but people have become spoiled and they don't like fruit with seeds.
Well, the very first show we ever got a chance to work together on was Hollis Gardens and Lake Mirror in downtown Lakeland. We kind of did separate things that day, but you were at Hollis Gardens. That was a pretty cool place.
Oh yeah, Hollis Gardens is the garden of all gardens. It's just got so many different areas, that tropical area and all different areas, but they definitely have fruit and vegetables growing there, as well as just rare plants to see. I mean, they hold occasions there like weddings and such, because it's so beautiful, and there's fountains flowing through the middle of it and everything, so it's definitely a must see.
And it's right there on Lake Mirror, so you also can do what I did with Stacy White. I got a tour of the lake and she got a tour of the gardens.
Yes. Hey, Kevin.
Hello, Jessica. Welcome to Hollis Garden.
Thank you.
Have you ever been to Hollis Garden before?
No, I haven't. Would you show me around?
Well, let's go.
All right, come on. So there's lots of things that happen here, like weddings and that kind of thing?
Yes, we hold over 75 to close to 100 weddings a year.
Wow. Here we are, and what's this?
This is where it all starts. This is our grotto. Hollis Garden was a donation from Mark and Lynn Hollis. Mark Hollis, he was president of Public Supermarket, and the two of them donated $1 million to the city of Lakeland to build and construct Hollis Garden. We have native plants. This side over here are native plants to South Florida, and over here are native plants to Central and Northern Florida. Grotto means cave. It's covered with, it has Florida limestone, which is our native rock. And as you look down through the center of the garden there, we have bowls and runnels, and that's what connects the different ages. As it flows from primitive Florida, it gets into our agrarian age, and that's our agricultural room, our 2 herb rooms, and our fruit orchard. As it flows into the next age, it gets into our modern landscaping era, which consists of our white room, our yellow room, and our red room, and our knot garden.
Wow. So thank you for giving me a personal tour.
You're welcome.
First of all, I've got to ask you, right here in front of us, as the lake is behind us, but I see this big swan. And I see swans all over the city. What is up with the swans here in Lakeland?
Well, it's a tradition that goes back to the 1950s. The Queen of England gave us a pair of mute swans from the royal flock to replenish the ones that we had on Lake Morton that were wiped out by a disease. And they've been here ever since.
Stacy, I've seen this from across the lake. And now here in person, it looks so much more kind of interesting and spectacular. What did they really use this for early on?
Well, the area where we're standing was actually a small stage. And it's in front of our loggia. Now, people in the 1920s would sit inside the loggia, and there are benches built into the wall, and little musical events would take place out here. And the loggia served as natural amplification. Well, we're inside the interior of the loggia now.
Wow. You were saying in here, you could go to one end, I could go to the other, and we could just talk in our regular voices and should be able to hear us?
It will be loud and clear.
I think we should test this out. What do you say?
All right.
All right, Stacy, we've moved about 60 feet apart. This is not a duel, but maybe about 60 feet away or so. I'm talking in my own level voice. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I love the acoustics. I love the design. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, this was really designed to send the sound out from the loggia, but you can hear it. You can hear the effect in here. It's done by Albert Paley. He was actually a very famous artist and has a lot of large pieces like this all over the world. This one is called Tribute to the Volunteer Spirit, and it is a little bit controversial because it's a modern piece that's placed in a very neoclassical setting.
And then there's Legoland. Of course, this is one of the major attractions of Florida for all kids everywhere in this country and even other countries. But Legoland, I got to actually go without Mike in the beginning in the first season.
You've been there twice.
And then we went together, and that was so much cooler because we got to see the Legoland Hotel.
And they have a very cool elevator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you go first?
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's try it out.
People are literally coming from all over the world to the Legoland Hotel. Of course, the Lego brand and Legoland parks have such a love for the brand, that we are seeing visitors from all over.
You know, Brittany, you mentioned a hotel. People think I need a place to stay to visit Legoland, but this is much more than a hotel. It's an experience in and of itself, isn't it?
It really is. In fact, we are saying Legoland Florida Resort is really a multi-day destination, and the hotel in and of itself is part of the destination.
It's about 152 rooms that people can come stay, and there's some excitement going on in those rooms. It's not just to come and sleep on your bed, it's also scavenger hunts. Tell us about that.
Yes, absolutely. There is a scavenger hunt in every room. When the kids check in, they get a booklet or a piece of paper that tells them what to look for in their room, like how many Lego models are there, how many peepholes are in the door, and then they fill out the numbers, and then they crack the chest and they get the Lego toys and also an activity pack for the park inside the Lego treasure chest, as well as some surprises. Everything here is very hands-on. From the moment you walk into the hotel, you can jump right in the Lego pit, start building, start using your imagination. Like you said, that's what it really is all about, is the Lego bricks and the interactivity and really bonding with your family and friends while you're here.
Look, Jessica, it's Emma. Hi, Emma, how are you?
Hello, how are you guys doing?
We are here now in Heart Lake City.
You've got it, Mike. This is actually our newest land here at Legoland Florida Resort, and it's a land that's based off of the Lego Friends toy line, which has been highly popular for Lego. So we're really excited to bring it to life here at Legoland Florida. Friends to the Rescue, and it's a really interactive show where the Lego Friends girls actually come off of the stage and they interact with the little boys and girls that are dancing, and there's beach balls involved, and it's all about saving Andrea, who's preparing for her big show.
Oh, yes.
And so it's a chance for each of the Lego Friends to use their individual qualities to help put off a good show for the night.
Because we see kids just so excited to be here.
Right, well, we have a really new and exciting ride called Mia's Riding Adventure.
We don't have to go on the ride, do we?
Oh, yes, we do. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness, yes. We have to go on the ride.
Absolutely. I agree.
I'm a grown man. That's right. I'm a grown man. Well, Mia's ride there, the thrill ride, they call it the pink knuckle ride, as you can see behind us. I want people to know I'm not really that scared. It was fun.
That was a thrill. I'm telling you, I wasn't actually prepared for how fast that ride went, but it was great. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did.
And you weren't a big baby.
No. In fact, you know what? We have some proof. We also got a chance to visit downtown Lakeland. They have an event called First Friday. The first Friday of every month, they close down their streets and the marketers come out and they're having a great time of exhibitors and food, and we'll show you some of that in just a second. But I got a chance. You challenged me to climb the wall.
Yes, and you did a great job.
Yes.
Great job. He got all the way to the top and to the bottom just fine.
Yeah, as the video will prove.
Okay, Mike, it can't be that hard.
All right, you put me to the...
Oh, see, he's a pro. He's got this. Good job. There's Mike, and he's almost to the top. Look at him, he is cruising up that rock wall, way better than I can do. Oh, there he goes. Woo! Yeah. All right, Mike, woo! And he's just gonna bounce down.
All these bubbles kind of remind me of Lawrence Welk, but you're not Lawrence Welk. Who are you here?
Choo Choo Charlie.
Choo Choo Charlie.
The one and only. Often imitated, never duplicated.
There you go. Now, what are you doing out here tonight, obviously?
Well, we're out here giving kids a good time tonight.
Now, your rides, where do you take them? All around the county? I mean,
As far as we can let them. As far as they let me take them, huh? To the mall and back, maybe.
now you, Choo Choo Charlie, I hear you're also a kazoo
I'm
man?
a kazoo player, yes.
You got
sir.
a kazoo?
Yes, sir, yes.
Go ahead. Can we?
know talent when you hear it, right?
Absolutely.
I'll turn that off so you can hear me
Now,
play.
here you go. This is the big moment.
How was that?
I like that.
Okay, I think the funnest part about First Friday was the choo-choo train.
Choo Choo Charlie. You gotta love the guy with his kazoo and everything else, you know.
Yeah.
We tried to get him to take us all the way back to Polk County, out of Polk County. He wouldn't
Yeah,
leave.
we rode into the sunset.
Yeah, we just
supposedly.
so he eventually brought us
with a
all
whole
back.
bunch of other kids and rock and music.
That was a lot of fun. Speaking of road trips, we didn't do this with Choo Choo Charlie, but we got on the Highway 27 and visited some of the cool places along the way. And it's interesting, Jessica, sometimes we think of the big exhibits like Legoland, but sometimes there's some really cool smaller places that have been here a long time, like
Yeah,
Webb's
definitely.
Candy or Davidson of Dundee Candy. You gotta love candy.
Definitely. They've been around forever, mom and pop shops, and they're just amazing. The goat milk candy.
Oh, yes.
I remember that fudge and making the fudge and watching it, you know, all in preparation and everything.
And you know what my favorite part of that trip was?
What?
Eating at La Fiesta Mexican
Oh
restaurant.
my goodness, yes. That Mexican food is delicious and authentic, and you have to go and for yourself. Just find out for yourself.
Thank you so so much. Well, we are an authentic Mexican restaurant. Everything is fresh, homemade, and you know, we're hoping you love it. And thank you for coming, like I said. Fajitas.
Ooh, it's smoking.
Yes. Fajita mix, Fiesta sampler.
Delicious.
This was the Fiesta sampler that I was talking to you about.
Okay.
Fresh tamales.
Ooh, very
Here daily. This is a chimichanga ranchera.
Okay.
I just have a quick question. Where's Jessica's food? No, I'm just kidding.
She's not eating today. It's all for you.
Oh, wow.
And this is enchiladas suizas. I gave you one of each because I do want you to try chicken, steak, and ground beef.
Wow.
You guys enjoy. I hope you love it.
Thank you. We will. Thank you. I don't know if you're hungry, Jessica, but I'm going to eat.
Oh, yes, me too. And I am not going home hungry.
I don't think so. Not today.
All right.
All right, Jessica, you are actually married to an authentic Mexican.
I am.
So you be the official guide here with our authentic Mexican food.
Okay, so
what are we doing first?
You should try some fajita.
Okay.
So you're going to take a tortilla.
Okay.
And you're going to load it up with some of this yummy stuff on the plate. The rice and the beans and the lettuce and the guacamole and the salsa. And then you're going to add some meat and onions to it.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into this I forget what it's called, tamale.
Everything was very good.
Very good. I'm glad you guys liked it. Very good.
I hope I said this right. You guys make just everything from scratch?
Everything from scratch. Everything from scratch. We got the tamales. It's handmade. We make it here. The tortillas, the flour tortillas you had in there, the corn tortillas. Everything it's made here. The chips, the salsa. You know, it's a great recipe. It's my own creation. Yes. So when we found this place, it was dead here. We came in here. You know, I came and buy some groceries at the Mexican store over there. And I came around. It just looked new, brand new, because they redid all the streets and all that after the hurricanes. And we've been here 9 years.
Wonderful. 9 years. It's wonderful.
All right, we're gonna go around, or you can stay where you're at. I'm going around, and we're gonna pour this slowly onto it. You can see how thick it's got. You can taste it. It's right here. I have our fudge. It's cut up, and we have a chocolate pecan, peanut butter, and a plain chocolate for you to try. Just
my favorite.
Small variety for you to get a taste test.
I think I'll try the chocolate pecan first. Wow, this is amazing. There's something different about this than typical fudge. Is there something else that we didn't talk about?
Now,
in the fudge?
Of course. What makes our fudge so special is the fact that it's made with goat's milk.
Wow.
Now, our goat's milk is more richer than the regular dairy milk, and it makes it creamier and richer. And that's what makes our goat milk fudge
That's definitely what I'm tasting in there. It is much thicker, much more tastier. The goat milk is a great second, because if you're lactose intolerant or you can't have milk for some reason, goat milk is just the way to go.
Well, there are a couple more places, Jessica, that neither one of us have visited on this show. I'm talking about Camp Mack and Streamsong, but the show has been there. And Streamsong is one of those amazing, unique places because they took the old phosphate mines and they've restored them. There's no other use for them with these amazing, stunning greens and golf courses. And now people from literally all over the country and the world are coming here because it's a world-class event, so that's pretty cool.
It is. They have an awesome spa there, and it's just a high-quality spa that you can go into the sauna or get treatments done and relax and enjoy yourself, so it's definitely a quality place to go.
And it's kind of hidden in the middle of nowhere. It's not in Fort Meade, it's not in Mulberry, it's out between, so sometimes it's an adventure just getting there yourself.
Raw, wild landscape, something that they could craft and really move two golf courses into a national scene. And that's truly what has happened in the course of a year and a half of opening Streamsong Red and Streamsong Blue. We have taken a concept, an idea, the purity of golf, taking it back as deep in our tradition and authentic golf as we could, and our customer has absolutely become our cheerleaders in championing what normally is considered average looking golf, and have moved the experience of golf to a national level. And it's in some cases the largest fish you're ever going to catch in Central Florida, right here at Streamsong. One other great activity that we've added is the sporting clays. And the same amount of care has been taken with our guides, and we've purposely have located those settings to be as far away from the property as possible and yet still remain on Streamsong land.
It wasn't about modernism. We also get, you know, it looks kind of Frank Lloyd Wright, you know, is it prairie style? And no, it wasn't intentionally that way at all.
The style of architecture is modern, sophisticated, and yet very simple. We did some extra care. The rooms are purposely large. They have seating areas that are added to that comfort. We've put all the amenities in the bathroom that, as a traveler coming in, for a first-time visitor, they'd be able to really navigate on their own throughout the property and finding a lot of the extra touches that we've planned for our guests to come back over and over and over.
Well, there's another place that's kind of out of the way. It's down in the southeastern corner of Polk County. Pretty cool. It's called Camp Mack.
Yes, Camp Mack is just the ultimate camping ground. It's got the riverboat houses and fishing and just really a relaxing place to go, but they have some fun things too.
Yeah, it's not all laid back. In case you don't believe me, check out some of this airboat riding. It is absolutely awesome.
Well, it's considered one of the fishing capitals of the world. So we have tremendous numbers of day visitors that come out here just to fish the Kissimmee chain, which is, like I say, one of the most famous fisheries in the United States. We launch probably close to 500 boats a week. In the winter, during the season, that number goes up, and in the heat of the summer, July, August, it's down some. But on an average, it is, like I say, it's the gateway to the fishing capital of the world. So we have a tremendous amount of traffic through here, and we have many winter visitors in the winter that come, and snowbirds to come to get away from the weather.
I'll turn the motor off. A lot of times the engine will scare him. There he is. Pretty good sized alligator there. We don't have to go too far on this chain of lakes to find them, fortunately. Some of the things that makes it unique is the fact that this is the largest freshwater chain of lakes in the state of Florida. We are actually on Lake Kissimmee, which is one of 4 major lakes on this chain. This lake is the second largest lake in the state of Florida. It's about 18 miles in length and about 7 miles wide at its widest point.
That airboat tour looked fantastic.
Yeah. I love speed.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That
That's
was
awesome.
cool. I want to go.
Yeah. Well, that's just a great look back quickly at all the many things, and we haven't even scratched the surface. There's so much more. But if you've seen the websites on the show today, we would encourage you, go to those websites, learn more about these places, and visit them. They're all right here in Polk County. You don't have to travel far. It's awesome.
We don't have to have the fun for you. You can go have the fun yourself.
But we look forward to a great year in 2016. We're going to visit a lot more places, some things that are popular, and maybe some places you've never even heard of. But it's all going to be on the 2016 version of Encounter.
Stay tuned.
All right, and we'll catch you out on the road somewhere in Polk County.